XTC The Big Express, right now on States and Kingdoms.
So last week we talked about Mummer, and this week The Big Express. And I feel like these two albums are linked sonically. You know, they're not really separated by much time either. After they stopped touring, and they really were working in the studio a lot.
Yeah, I call this the middle XTC phase.
The warm liquid goo phase is what you keep. Every time you say that, the warm liquid goo phase.
This is mid phase.
Okay.
XTC. Would you call these transitional albums?
No.
Good.
One thing that we were talking about though is these albums. You said that this album in particular, you would recommend to someone if that hadn't listened to XTC.
I would, but I was very rudely shot down.
Because I said no, sir. I still think the Black Sea. I still think Black Sea is the best introduction. At least it would have been for me. And it depends, but this album is complicated.
Yeah,
it's very sophisticated. I'll call it rock music.
Yes,
and
please.
We listened to Captain Beefheart and Can, and some of the things that Andy was listening to. And when I hear these albums, I kind of pick out those things, and I feel that doesn't always happen for everybody. So they can actually throw you off a little bit, because those sorts of sounds are not usually heard in more mainstream rock music, and and they are definitely an XTC,
well,
loud
I think
and clear.
Probably that's what one of the things that makes them so interesting, and that there's that extra element that isn't in every other mid-'80s English rock band.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Which is one of the things that sets them apart.
At the same time, on Mummer and this, and they were able to write beautiful melodies before that, but they really did start to, I suppose, we'll just talk about Andy, write these really, really beautiful melodies that are quite sophisticated. Mm-hmm. But he was writing these really pretty, interesting melodies.
They're really all his own. And Colin, they do some really special things on this album. Mm-hmm. I think, and maybe that's why I think this is a good album to listen to for people to get introduced to XTC, at least to get introduced to mid-phase XTC. I keep saying that. Mm-hmm. I think this is extremely accessible, whereas maybe Mummer is a little bit more out there. This album is a little bit more straightforward. It's not too weird or esoteric or that kind of thing. But there's just some beautiful, catchy songs.
Like a pagan ritual.
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely melodically there are a ton of catchy, radio friendly songs.
Yeah.
Of course, it wasn't a huge.
And radio didn't touch them.
It wasn't a huge success.
I'll never understand why.
The other thing about this, other than that there are only 2 Colin Moulding songs on it, which is interesting.
They're the 2 best songs.
Well, they are great songs. But the other interesting thing is when I listen to this, I'm looking for traces of 25 O'Clock, which you really don't hear.
No.
A little.
I don't hear it coming.
I think Seagulls Landing on My Head, Kiss, Kiss.
That's actually a better title.
I think so.
Seagulls landing on my head.
Kiss, no,
kiss.
I just did that. Now I can't even think of the actual title.
Seagulls screaming, kiss her, kiss her.
That's right, Seagulls screaming. No, I feel like that song you can hear you can hear it coming. When he was starting to write songs like that, he was kind of turning toward that idea. Maybe. That idea,
I honestly never made that link in my head ever.
You never thought about it. Congratulations.
Wake Up. What an amazing, awesome song to start an album with. Every album should start with Wake Up. Yeah, I love how the song starts. I love, the beat that comes in and it's got just a really great rhythm and it's awesome.
Yeah, I just love the opening's so cool. because it's any opening like that, whether it's like Wendy, on the Beach Boys, or we mentioned Band of Susans, on Veil, the mood swing, the opening guitar part on that. I love that, and it's panned, right and left, and it just sounds.
It really grabs your attention.
Yeah,
and then I love how it ends, because like the end, it's got that like synthesizer, like undercurrent, like bassy, boomy, like thing that just like keeps growing and growing, and so like the song like extends out and ends.
Yeah. You read that everyone felt it lacked dynamics. That it was. You can kind of hear that. It's a dense album. I actually like the sound of it. Honestly, I'm not that. We've said before, we're not really that picky.
I'm not picky.
If something sounds, unless it sounds like someone really made a mistake. We listened to a lot of music. Some of it was recorded on like answering machines, and it
never
sounds like
me.
it, and it I
accept what I'm given.
I actually enjoy the sound of this. I don't. It is a dense album. It is kind of.
Clenched.
Squashed a little bit, but
I think
it sounds good.
All you pretty girls.
The video's hilarious. I don't know why they didn't do more funny videos.
They have a great sense of humor.
Yeah, they really do. Well, Andy is a real
for
character.
Sure does. And I feel like at the time they didn't get credit for it.
Well, what do they get credit for now?
Cuisinart. Yeah, this is a great song.
It shows just how great Andy Partridge was, to take this song, which is sea shanty-ish, ditty-ish, and to not let it, sort of...
no, because it's so dynamic.
Only be that.
There's so many different parts to it, and it just keeps moving. And
yeah, it's a really well-crafted song.
It's really fun.
It's extremely catchy.
And I don't know if you thought that, but I get like an aquatic kind of...
It's supposed to be about trains.
Through this whole... It feels like aquatic.
I thought they were in diving suits on Black Sea. This is supposed to be they're supposed to be engineers.
Shake your donkey up.
I beg your pardon. Also very this is more of like a classic XTC sound, but very catchy. It's a little bit of an earworm, I suppose.
It's got like a hoedown.
It does at the end. It does.
It really does. Part is really interesting.
That's what's so fascinating about XTC is that they will do that. It'll be like you think it's one thing, and then all of a sudden here comes this fiddle part. You're like, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, and somehow it always fits. And again, I never question it. I never thought, well, why are they using a fiddle? How weird? Because
it is kind of dancey. You could do a little square dance.
Yeah, it's like totally. It's really fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's a really fun song.
I don't know what it means. Probably. I hope it's not as bad as Pecker.
Yeah, it is. Seagulls screaming, kiss her, kiss her. I love this song.
Yeah,
I love this song. I think this song has just such an awesome sound.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a great melody, great motion.
Incredible production on this song, actually. I love the whole sound of it, yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing it in my head as we're talking about it. It's really distinctive. And, yeah, it should be a classic. It is, I suppose. For those that knows.
Yeah, and also, like always, Andy sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
His voice is just wonderful. And he does great stuff. And every song, his voice is just so dynamic and versatile, and it's just really, really effective.
Mm-hmm.
This World Over.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of like a slow burning song. It builds, and it sort of...
Lament.
Feels sort of like underground and emotional.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like a really cool groove to it. I think it's really pretty. I think if I had to pick any XTC song ever, if you said, Jenna, pick one XTC song that you think sounds the most like The Police.
Oh.
If I had to, I'd pick this song.
Yeah.
I think it's got a little bit of like a policey quality with something about like the drumming and the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It's very vague.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it's it's another one of those songs about, I suppose,
the end of the world.
Yeah, in 1984, It was Ghostbusters, I think. I think
They have
Ghostbusters
pigs.
was really scaring people. They thought, Gozer was really coming.
Well.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
have nothing else to say. Well.
It's all over.
Side 2. The everyday story of small town.
Also kind of classic XTC sentiment.
Is it a more upbeat story song?
This song sounds like a big musical number. It really does. It sounds like a big musical production.
It does have that quality. This is like the end right before intermission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a theatrical kind of big feeling to it.
Yeah, the end certainly does.
I bought myself a Lyrebird.
Did you? This is Andy attacking religion again. Andy as heretic. Great melody, really interesting changes. I mean the matching of the lyrics and it just, yeah, these are masterpieces really. This album is really phenomenal.
I like when Andy sings angry. Rain of Blows, I think, is a very cool song.
Rain of Blows is actually my favorite song on this album.
Wait, what? Say what? Really?
Well, I don't know if I have favorites really.
That's okay, you can.
But
No, it's
I
such a
think
good
it's
song.
a great song.
The Rain of Blows actually is a song that I love, but I never think like, oh, I really love that song. But every time I hear this, when I listen to this album, I'm like, Rain of Blows is such a good song.
That's one of the things. This song surprises me every time I listen to it. Really, it just. Could you stop? It's just always kind of surprising. I don't know. It's not the only song on the album like that though.
But I love the rhythm.
Yeah,
the rhythm during the chorus is so good. That like syncopated thing. It's so exciting.
It's just something about a great songwriter that is following their own bent so much that this music, it really couldn't be done by anyone else. I mean, it couldn't be sung by anyone else. It's his rhythms, his, everything about it is just exactly what he wants to do. And I mean, there are other instances of that, but by this time, they just as a songwriter and everything was coming together, and had come together.
Yeah.
It had come. I mean, these are both.
Oh, you were gonna say it. Say it. You say the M word.
Well, this is really a masterful piece of work. You're the wish you are I had.
That's what I said. You're the wish you are I had.
Okay.
You're the wish you are I had. I like the beginning of the song. It's like it creeps up on you. It's like do 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 do. You know. Do 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 do.
And almost jazzy.
Yeah, the
I suppose
it's like piano.
I think I said before. It's sometimes it's jazzy. A couple XTC songs are jazzy, but like never becomes jazzy.
No, it's just like jazzy the way like Joe Jackson is jazzy.
Well, Joe Jackson is jazzy.
Okay. So like that.
No, I mean, that's what I mean. Not like that. It's sort of just it never.
Well, no, it's not full on.
No, and
jazz.
it never quite.
Because
gets
their
there.
songs are so like complex and there's so much movement and different pieces, so it doesn't stay long enough in one spot to stay jazzy. Mm-hmm. You dig?
Sure.
So Colin blessed us doubly on this album.
In doubly.
And recorded in doubly. I Remember the Sun is a masterful piece of music.
Thank you.
I love this song so much.
Yeah, I know.
I really, really do. I truly love this song. I think it's just gorgeous. And this is a little jazzy. I think this is a little jazzy in the same way that Lady Bird is a little jazzy.
Well, yeah.
Like similar qualities, even though, one's an Andy song, one's a Colin. I think this song just has such a beautiful melody. Yeah. And yeah, the song just like unfolds and I could listen to it over and over again. Just let it keep unfolding.
Well, you did listen to it over and over again. My first memory of this album is this song over and over again.
You're welcome.
It's just, like we said before, it's such a real gift for a hook,
Yeah.
Not in any, not in any like cheap way, just like a great melding of you know, the words and the music, and
there's
it really
something, the
catches you
song is just
immediately.
like really evocative. I get like clear emotional pictures from the song. There's something
Yeah.
about it, the mixture of the lyrics and the music, which is what songs do. It's always a
I
mixture of
picture
the.
Rome in the evening.
Okay, final song. Train Running Low on Soul Coal.
That's an Andy title. Oh boy. I mean, this album is a, there's sort of an idea running through it. The train thing, I mean, obviously it doesn't really become obvious until this song. And boy, is it obvious. This definitely has a real kind of Beef Hardy thing going for it, you know?
I mean, I think this song is a great example of using, sounds and rhythms to convey something. Like you get
A train.
yeah, you get oh, it's a train. Like it really sounds like a train. But it's like the rhythm of the song. It's not like train noises.
Right. Like we said in the beginning, I think this is an extraordinary album, and it should always have been regarded as a real achievement for any, I mean, can you imagine for any band making this music
Yeah.
and not getting just like the love of every critic and
know.
audience. It's just so good. It's
is.
so clever, smart. It's got guts,
It's got everything.
heart,
It's
soul.
got emotion.
I laughed, I cried.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, and it's rock and roll, which at the base of it, like the heart of it, is just like awesome rhythmic melody music.
Yeah.
It's just like the best.
Like we said, I think XTC won the 80s.
Hell yeah.
And maybe not too many people knew it, but I think they did. And this album is it's not it's not leading up to great albums. This is great.
You're right in the middle of it.
Yep, middle phase.
Mid-phase XTC. So thank you so much for watching our brief discussion of The Big Express. Please let us know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be back here at States and Kingdoms with more videos Wednesdays and Fridays. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.